I like him, but I love him. It's my man, Emmanuel Acho. He says some great things about somebody else I love, Jim Harbaugh. And then he says some hating things about somebody else I love, Justin Herbert. So let me just give you the perspective of which I'm coming from. You know the color, the villain's in black. I'm on my gangster today just because I really thought I was going to go through this whole entire episode and keep it high, keep it high ground, keep it highbrow, keep it positive. But I'm realizing that people don't want to do that. No, they don't want to do that. They say they want to do that. They say they're doing their job, but I've done that job. I know how you do it and how you don't do it. And this ain't it. So let's listen to Acho. Give some love and give some hate about these Chargers.
Harbaugh doesn't stop until he gets the job done. Harbaugh is my favorite type of human being. I'm either going to die or I'm going to finish the job. There's no in between. At Stanford, he finished the job. 12 wins at Stanford, never been done before. He goes to Michigan. Michigan could not beat Ohio State, lost to them 5 consecutive times. He beat Ohio State, and he's just like, nah, I want to finish the job. He wins a natty. He's with the Niners. The Niners were a lowly franchise at the time, takes them to the Super Bowl. But he's like, you know what? I'm coming back to the NFL to finish the job. Harbaugh doesn't stop until he finishes the job. And Justin Herbert hasn't even started the job as it pertains to winning games. So I love Harbaugh because he always works until he gets the job done. And all the pressure for my money is on Justin Herbert because Harbaugh's not a loser. Herbert, at this point in time, he is.
Okay. Now, he started off so sweet. Like most people, when they really want to dish you, they give you the compliment first. Like, I just did it to Acho. I love Acho. I still like Acho. I don't like Acho a ton because of this right here. Woo! And I can't wait to see Acho. I'm not going to hit him. Nah, this ain't personal. I don't go to personal levels. Now, if you want to go there, anybody out there, take me there. I'll certainly oblige. I'll certainly take that trip with you. It's a round trip ticket. I'm coming back here. But we can handle it like gentlemen, or we can get into some gangster. I'm certainly well versed in both. Let's just get the Harbaugh stuff out the way. Duh. Harbaugh's a monster. Harbaugh's a beast. I don't even know how much he got paid by the Chargers right now. I had a lunch yesterday while I was at Torrey Pines watching the golf, and, you know, a couple guys, everybody down there in San Diego. So obviously they still got some issues, animus towards the LA Chargers. Me, I'm out there repping. Like, who ain't driving up the 405 freeway to double their net worth to be in the city of Los Angeles when they were in San Diego for 20 plus years when I've heard them complaining about getting a stadium. Like, I got to San Diego in 2001. It was 20 years damn near they were talking about this stadium that they never got. Whatever reason, I'm not getting into the politics. Point being, who ain't gonna take a deal of being a tenant in a stadium you ain't even got to build or purchase, and you in LA, and it's gonna double your net worth. So if you got $100, drive up here 2 hours, you got $200. Okay. Now we ain't talking about hundreds of dollars. So that's what that is. So Jim Harbaugh is gonna put the ribbon on this entire situation. They on the come up. The Chargers are on the come up. Just say it like it is. They have never, Lord, that 94, 95 Super Bowl they were in, they got smashed. I remember that. We ain't won no Super Bowl. Now you talk about them potentially having the opportunity to not only materialize this team and this talent to a Super Bowl level, but cash in on it. Right? They're different markets for different. Stan Kroenke, who is married to one of the Walton heiress, so he got money on top of money, is the 10th largest landowner in the country. That's who you're working with? If you're the Spanos family, you're like, yeah, this is kind of cool, right? And then, I mean, like, just like you go to the club with your boy that's in the NBA, you take his scraps, right? Like, if you're Dean Spanos, you take the scraps of the Los Angeles Rams, Stan Kroenke, and the Walton family. Come on, man. Stop playing with that. All right, that's to the side. Now, the Harbaugh love, duh. He didn't finish the deal in college if you really want to go there at Stanford. He finished it at Michigan, as Acho said. But at Stanford, look, with the academic requirements, and we know it's still a scholarship school, so they can make exceptions. If you guys don't know about the academic index, do your damn homework. Every school has an academic index, including Harvard, where they look at the academics of a certain prospect, whether it's in athletics, extracurricular, it could be somebody coming in for research, whatever it may be. They can look at the academics and consider other factors, right? You don't want a school of all 4.0s, all 1,600 SATs, or 2,400, depends on what year, right? You don't want that because you don't have anything in terms of personality, anything in terms of diversity if everybody just nerded out, right? So come on. I say all that to say that Harbaugh's had an amazing career. He left Michigan in a great place in terms of them winning the national championship, and also in a dubious place in terms of what kind of future sanctions they got to deal with. But hey, I'm Pete Carroll right now. Y'all deal with that. Now let's talk about Jim Harbaugh and button it up. He's going to come to the Chargers. He's going to bring the energy. He's already done it. Ticket price is going to go up. The value of the tickets you already have is going to go up. The energy is already high. People are like, wow, I am coming to a Chargers game with a different intention, with a different motivation, pumped up to the limit. Okay, so we know who Jim Harbaugh is. That was kind of easy. Let's talk about who Justin Herbert is. Okay, I have a fascination with Justin Herbert. And it's not because of the time I finally got to meet him, which was last year around April, May at the golf tournament. Been years, never met Justin Herbert. My favorite player because of his talent base. My favorite player because he's gotten to the league and just starts setting records. Simple as that. I like to see 6'6", 230. Moving like that, throwing like that. Oh, when he does that bootleg rollout and then he throws it cross field to the other hash, is anything prettier than that? So I love seeing Justin Herbert in that respect. Now, I'm going to read you guys something just to give you perspective of who Justin Herbert is before we really go there. Because Justin Herbert, through his first 4 seasons, in terms of completions, is number 1 all time. It's hard enough to make it to the NFL, let alone get on the field, let alone make a difference, let alone be the quarterback of all quarterbacks ever to this point in your career to have the most completions. But he ain't stopped there. Passing yards. Wait a minute. I know that everybody throwing the ball now. Now, we out of that whole, it's the old era. No, we've been in this new era for a minute. All the quarterbacks, including Patrick Mahomes. Okay. Number 1 all time. Okay. Oh, shit. Do y'all know what all time mean? That means every single sucker out there that ever tried to do it, I got them. Passing touchdowns. Oh, I came up second. Sorry, my bad. Ain't nobody catching Dan Marino what he did, 142. Dan Marino with Clayton and Duper, if y'all old enough to understand. Golly. I remember watching him on Monday, and I was like, damn, is that 12 touchdowns today? Dan Marino, 142. Everybody else, second place is 114. But he's second place with Patrick Mahomes. Okay, I had to get that out the way because I'm about to go here. Do I have more to get out the way? Yeah, one more thing. Okay, here's another stat, just to frame it. I got to do my job a little bit. Even though I hate these dive detail ass X and O's NFL Live kind of segments, I'm going here. Okay, let's talk about teams. Top 10 offenses, 2021, 2023. I don't know why they picked these random ass years, but those 2 years. We see the Chargers at 6, right? 6th best offense. 30th worst defense. Only team comparable to that, and I'm going to give you all this so y'all can see it too. Only team comparable to that, Detroit Lions. 9th in offense, 31st in defense. 8th in offense, 26th in defense, Vikings. I'll let y'all see it. I just got to give y'all some context to let you know this ain't all emotions. But my emotions are at a high right now, as they're always going to be logic-based. Acho has this fascination with Justin Herbert, and it's not a good one. It's disparaging. It's condemning. The condemnation of it, just always attacking, cutting his legs under him. And I get it. Now, TV is more tabloid than ever. Part of the reason why I was not trying to go back there, and I was reluctant to even look at those situations. Now, not all shows are that way, but what's getting rewarded in that culture is attention. Attention is the currency. That culture rewards anybody who can get clicks. How do you get clicks? I know this firsthand. By being negative. I understand. Attack cats. Beat Cat Williams. Names, numbers, and let's go in. Who wants to do that all the time, especially when it's not warranted? Now, I try to stay away from that. At the same time, I must self-correct myself, obviously, and the industry when I realize they out of bounds. And it's happened before, and it's going to continue to happen. And now I think I'm going to pick up the pace. Because I'm going to tell you, there's 3 ways I'm looking at this situation, why I have to do this, why I got to use Acho as an example, right? I tell my kids all the time, I'm not going to make an example of you, but I will use you as an example. Get the difference? Acho, let's start here, player. We both were former players. When I did it, I always had to respect the code, which is I have a level of investment in this, which also means not only my level of investment, I ain't gonna protect you, but I understand what's going on. Acho done forgot. He done forgot how hard it is to make it to the NFL, right? He wasn't a first rounder, neither was I. He done forgot how hard it is to get on the field. He wasn't even a starter, really. I was at least. But the point is, neither one of us or both of us combined ain't no damn Justin Herbert. So how the hell, as a player or former player, do you ever let stuff like this come out your mouth? Cheap shots, undercutting. I just don't get it. Like, I'm not protecting a fool out there. At the same time, I'm never going to mislabel somebody as a fool. If he a baller, he just a baller. If he a baller on a bad team, he a baller on a bad team. Barry Sanders always comes to mind because Barry Sanders had a losing record as a running back. Oh, he's a running back, he ain't a quarterback, he ain't the same thing. Okay, Joe Namath had a losing record. That's back in the 60s after nobody. Warren Moon was 1 game away. 1 game away? Dan Fouts, 1 game away from losing record. They 500. It's starting to get quiet. Shall we? Shall we? Why are we, as a player, like, stop sounding like a fan. You know that it's a team game when it comes to wins and losses. Herbert can put up 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. Defense gives up 40. Who wins that game? And who's a baller? And who's the loser? And who's a loser? Silly. So from the player perspective, strike one. What the hell you doing, dog? Like, and I'm going to tell y'all at the end why I'm doing all this. Professional. Oh, it's Acho's job to criticize. It's our job to articulate and express and convey what's happening in the sports world. It ain't our job to just criticize. And even if you're being critical, it's a way to criticize. But every time you can, you turn the corner unnecessarily just to take a shot at Herbert and then throw the rocks or hide your hands or throw the rocks and show your hands. Point is, man, what are you doing? Punching at this dude professionally. When everyone sees the talent, everyone sees the production by him. He is #1 all time in major statistical categories, and we taking shots? Oh, do you know how upsetting this is? You know how illogical this is? You know how dumb this is? You know how weird it's making our world? Where you could be #1. But it reminds me of the LeBron James criticism, who LeBron is #2 all time, and all we do is back. Professionally, you ain't got to get down like this. But I do know why. Everyone's chasing that click. They chasing that money. They chasing to continue on that big platform. So everybody just saying crazier stuff. Unnecessary hot sauce, right? Whatever. I'm not about that. I'm not built for that. Personal. This is where I'm like, it can't be personal with Acho. It can't. Like, Has he even met Herbert? I've seen him at the games a couple times. Acho and I kicked it at the games before. Has he met Herbert? Is this personal? There's no other than the fact that, hey, I'm gonna take the rewards that come from me using your name and just clowning you for no reason. Like the things that I've ever clowned somebody about, please correct me if I'm wrong. Either they really were doing it. Like I had some Baker Mayfield days where I was like, dog, he ain't it. Wasn't that kind of true? Absolutely true. I had days where I'm like, are the Kansas City Chiefs a dynasty? I give you all the stuff that people be like, what? I'm like, 2 championships in 4 years is a dynasty? Really? Okay. We on the fence of that, right? I said, hold your horses. I was like, I don't know if this is a dynasty. That's all I said. Colin Kaepernick. I'll give it all to you. Was I right about Colin Kaepernick? Whatever that means. Was I right? Like, y'all got suspicions? Even his most hardy supporters like, BLM. Black Lives Matter. Can y'all stop? I try to tell y'all, I'm not a hater. I just tell the truth too early. How'd that turn out? So those are my things I think people have most pushed back on me. Personal? Not a single one. Not a single one. But is this personal with Acho? Because I just don't get the fuel for this fire to keep poking your head out, punching at Herbert, #1 all time in categories, and then coming back talking about I did my job. Or was it personal? Okay, now why am I doing this? Because what Acho said literally was like, he's a loser. And by record, he is a loser. But is he a loser? Like, by the record, he has lost 2 more games than he's won. That's what we call a loser? So whoever loses the Super Bowl, they're losers. Yeah, literally they're losers. No. I'm talking about you summing them up. They're a loser? You got shots for them? Interesting. It's not how I learned the game. I'm going to tell you 2 reasons why I'm doing it. 1, I've told you before. I'm going to tell you again. I coach 8-year-olds. Their heroes are all these guys. From basketball, Luka, from basketball, LeBron, from football, it could be my man Justin Herbert. It could be Cooper Kupp. These kids got fat heads and they love them. And they inspire these itty bitties to go get it. They 8 years old. When they fall down and get hurt, I can tell them quickly, oh, Cooper Kupp came back from injury, and they jump up a little faster. Now, I ain't trying to be idealistic up here. I'm just trying to tell you how it really goes because I'm really out there. They inspire. Why do they inspire? Just because they made it, dog. A dream realized are every single one of those guys on the field. Now, I understand they all ain't the same. But damn, do we go to the top and undress Justin Herbert for attention? That's what's going on. So that's the first reason why I'm like, I got to push back. My son looks up to these guys. Patrick Mahomes, his guy. Patrick Mahomes is in favor. He's likable, so everybody talks glowing about him. And he got the results in production. But Justin Herbert got the same damn stats in some major categories and get no credit because his team or his defense or his coaching has let him down. Here's the second reason. I just witnessed it. I went to the Notre Dame, I told y'all, Sherman Oaks Notre Dame Crespi game. Matt Barnes was there. Derek Fisher was there. Russell White. If y'all don't know who Russell White is, Google him. He was my favorite athlete growing up. I had a poster of him on my wall when I was in high school. I ran track with him. He went to Cal Berkeley. He was the best running back in California history at the time. Like insane. I saw him at the game. His son's on the team as well. Beast. Other fathers out there, obviously, but the kids were out there. I'm sitting front row with my son who's laying on my lap watching this like, you want to go? You want to go? You want to leave? No, I like it, Daddy. All right. Now, the kids hear everything when they're on that court. Everything. Matt would talk to his sons while they were running up and down the court, right? Kids are peeking in the crowd, check out Daddy, how's it going? My boy Dennis Northcutt, his son, Jaden's out there too. What kind of noise do we want these kids to hear? What kind of noise does a professional athlete have to hear just because he's a pro? And what kind of gauntlet are we asking That school was top 5 in the nation. So some of them boys going to the next level and some probably to the next level. Walking them into the gauntlet like that? For what? So you get a bigger check? Ooh, sellouts. That is horrible. I don't have an explanation for it. I really don't. I don't want to take away anybody's money, the player or Acho's, or anybody who does this bullshit. Point is, stop it. Or I'm going to start it. And I'm going to continue to be on the heads. Y'all send me all these clips. Go to X, Twitter, whatever the hell they want to call it, and just send me clips when y'all say, yo, this out of bounds, bro. And I'm going to tell you the real from the fake. Simple as that. I guess I got to be the police. I said I would cover them, but now I got to police them, which is a different animal. I wanted to give them their flowers as well. And that's the worst part about doing this segment. I can't even give my boy his flowers. He said right about Harbaugh, duh. Give him that. But I want to do positive things for these cats because it's all the same fraternity, all same ecosystem. But Acho, since it didn't go so well for him, is now trying to make up for that in bitterness and frustration. I can't call it. I've had the conversation with him personally before, and he just tried to actually say he was doing his job. By the numbers, look at the results. A guy who played football is using win-loss against a quarterback and not factoring in defense and coaching, circumstances, etc. Just, I wish I would have come close to being number one in something at the NFL level. All time, I wouldn't have a word to say about that. All right, so y'all tell me what y'all think about this, because I just wanted to do it as respectfully as possible, but I got to pull it out, man. I got to pull it out. Y'all tell me what y'all think about Acho's take. As simple as that. And what do you think is fueling this? Because it's sucker. Like we all see, it's just sucker. It's stupid. It's silly. It's whack. It's weak. It's weird. And it gonna stop. Oh, it's gonna stop. Or this ain't gonna stop.